What if Captain America's ending in Avengers Endgame wasn't the peaceful retirement we thought it was? What if Steve Rogers, after returning the Infinity Stones, was pulled into a cosmic mission so massive it reshapes the entire Marvel multiverse? Buckle up, because today we're diving into a mind-blowing theory that connects Captain America, Loki, the multiverse, and a secret base on the moon. Here's what we're unpacking. Did Loki recruit Steve for a multiversal mission? Is Old Man Cap secretly building a new Avengers team with Sam Wilson? Why is Nick Fury hiding out in space? And what's the deal with a moon base that could change the MCU forever? Stick around, because by the end of this video, you'll see Endgame in a whole new light. Got your vibranium shield ready? Let's jump into the theory. Oh, and quick question. Do you think Steve Rogers could ever truly retire, or is he destined to keep fighting? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Let's set the stage. It's Avengers Endgame. Steve Rogers has just returned the Infinity Stones and Mjolnir to their proper timelines. He's ready to live out his days with Peggy Carter in the 1940s, right? But what if that's not the full story? Picture this. As Steve is about to settle into his new life, a familiar face appears. Loki, the god of mischief. But not the Loki we know from the main MCU timeline. This is the Loki from the Loki series, the one who's been working with the TVA and navigating the multiverse. Loki shows up with a cryptic warning. Steve, the multiverse needs you. No tricks, no games. But why? What could possibly pull Captain America out of his hard-earned happy ending? Here's where things get wild. Loki explains carefully, because of multiverse rules, that the sacred timeline, the one the TVA is trying to protect, is in danger. New threats are emerging, and the multiverse is fracturing. Loki needs Steve's help to ensure certain events play out correctly to stabilize reality itself. But here's the kicker. Loki isn't just asking Steve to fight. He's offering him a chance to live with Peggy and keep serving the greater good. How? By showing Steve that he can exist in the main MCU timeline, Earth 616, alongside the younger Steve Rogers without breaking reality. The multiverse allows for variance, and Loki has a plan to integrate Steve into the present-day MCU. If Loki showed up and asked you to save the multiverse, would you trust him? Let me know in the comments. So, what's the deal Loki's pitching? Loki reveals the multiverse to Steve, a sprawling web of timelines, each with its own heroes, villains, and stakes. He explains that Steve's role is to help build the sacred timeline, ensuring key events happen as they're supposed to. This isn't about erasing free will, it's about guiding the multiverse to avoid catastrophic collapses. Think of Steve as a cosmic gardener, pruning the branches of reality to keep things stable. But there's a personal angle too. Loki promises Steve that he can live with Peggy in a timeline that doesn't disrupt the main MCU. How? By creating a pocket reality where Steve and Peggy can exist, while Steve also operates in Earth 616 as a multiversal agent. It's a win-win. Steve gets his love story, and the multiverse gets a legendary hero. Loki's first order for Steve is critical. Pass the Captain America mantle to Sam Wilson. Why? Because Sam's leadership is essential for the next generation of Avengers. Steve's job is to set Sam up for success by giving him the shield, just as we saw in Endgame. But here's where the theory deepens. Steve isn't just handing over the shield and walking away. He's ensuring Sam builds a team that can stand against future threats, like Kang, the Celestials, or even Doctor Doom. Pause for a second. Do you think Sam Wilson's Avengers could take on a multiversal threat without Steve's help? Share your thoughts below. Now, things get really exciting. Loki doesn't just want Steve to guide Sam. He needs Steve to recruit a team of multiversal heroes to bolster Earth 616's defenses. Imagine this. Steve and Loki travel across timelines, pulling prime versions of Avengers and even X-Men from alternate realities. These aren't random variants. They're the best of the best, handpicked for their skills and loyalty. For example, what if they recruit a Wolverine from a timeline where he's at his peak? Or a Storm who's mastered her powers in a way Earth 616's Storm hasn't? Maybe they grab a Tony Stark who never sacrificed himself. Or a Black Widow who survived her fall on Vormir. These heroes join Sam and Bucky's Avengers, creating a hybrid team that's ready for anything. But why go to all this trouble? Because the threats facing Earth 616 are too big for one timeline's heroes to handle. The multiverse is unraveling, and villains like Kang, or worse, are exploiting the chaos. Steve's multiversal Avengers are a contingency plan, a team that can operate across realities to stop these threats before they spiral out of control. If you could pick one Marvel hero from any timeline to join this team, who would it be? Drop your pick in the comments. Now let's talk about the most jaw-dropping part of this theory. Old Man Cap's secret base on the moon. That's right. Steve Rogers isn't just kicking back with Peggy or mentoring Sam from the sidelines. He's running a high-tech headquarters on the lunar surface, hidden from the world. This moon base is the nerve center for his multiversal operations, where he coordinates with Loki, the TVA, and his recruited heroes. What's the base like? Picture a futuristic shield facility, complete with quantum tech for timeline travel, training grounds for multiversal heroes, and a war room where Steve plans strategies to protect the sacred timeline. It's the ultimate hideout, undetectable by Earth's governments, or even most cosmic entities. But who else knows about this base? Only one person, Nick Fury. That's right, Fury's presence in space as seen in Spider-Man. Far From Home and the Marvels isn't just about dealing with Skrulls or running Saber. Half of his mission is supporting Steve's moon base. Fury's providing resources, intel, and cover to keep Steve's operation under wraps. This explains why Fury's been so cagey about his activities in space. He's juggling two massive responsibilities. Think about it. Does Nick Fury strike you as the type to keep a secret this big? Let me know what you think. Let's tie it all together. This theory explains so many loose ends in the MCU. First, it gives Steve Rogers a purpose beyond Endgame. We know Steve isn't the type to sit idly by while the world's in danger. A multiversal mission lets him stay true to his character while still getting his happy ending with Peggy. Second, it explains Nick Fury's mysterious activities in space. If Fury's splitting his time between Saber and Steve's moon base, it makes sense why he's been so hard to pin down. Plus, it ties into the MCU's growing focus on the multiverse, with projects like Loki, What If, and Deadpool and Wolverine showing how timelines are colliding. Third, it sets up Sam Wilson's Avengers for success. By having Steve and his multiversal team in the background, Sam's leadership is reinforced, not overshadowed. It's the perfect way to transition the MCU into its next phase while keeping legacy characters relevant. And finally, the moon base? It's just too cool not to be true. The MCU loves its secret bases. Think S.H.I.E.L.D.'s helicarrier or Tony Stark Tower. A lunar headquarters for Old Man Cap feels like the next logical step. If the MCU revealed a moon base for Captain America, would you geek out or think it's too far-fetched? Share your reaction below. So, where does this theory take the MCU? For starters, it opens the door for Chris Evans to return as Captain America, not as the main Steve Rogers, but as Old Man Cap, a grizzled veteran guiding the next generation. Imagine him mentoring Sam, Bucky, and their team while coordinating multiversal missions with Loki and the TVA. It also sets up epic crossovers. Picture Sam's Avengers teaming up with multiversal X-Men or a variant Iron Man to face a threat like Kang or Galactus. The moon base could be the staging ground for these battles, with Steve and Fury calling the shots. Plus, this theory ties into the MCU's multiverse saga. With Avengers Secret Wars on the horizon, we know the multiverse is building toward a massive climax. Steve's mission to build the sacred timeline could be a key piece of that puzzle, ensuring the right heroes are in place to save reality. One last question. If Old Man Cap returns in Secret Wars, what's one moment you'd want to see him shine in? Drop your ideas in the comments. And there you have it. The wildest Captain America theory yet. From Loki's multiversal recruitment to Old Man Cap's moon base, this idea reimagines Steve Rogers' Endgame ending as the start of a cosmic mission to save the multiverse. It connects Sam Wilson's Avengers, Nick Fury's space agenda, and the TVA's timeline shenanigans into one epic narrative. What do you think? Is Steve Rogers secretly running a lunar headquarters with Fury's help? Could Loki and Cap be assembling a multiversal dream team? Hit that like button if you're sold on this theory, and subscribe for more MCU deep dives. Don't forget to comment with your thoughts, especially who you'd recruit for a multiversal Avengers team. Until next time, keep your eyes on the multiverse. You never know when Old Man Cap might show up. Excelsior.